Hello, Cherie here from Ashima Living. I'm a naturopath, yoga and mindfulness instructor specializing in natural solutions for anxiety. Through my integrated mental health framework, I help people uncover the root causes of their anxiety and address both the physical side of it with clinical nutrition and herbal medicine, as well as the mental and emotional side through mindfulness, lifestyle and behavior change, and stress reduction. And though I take very much an individualistic approach and treat each person individually, given that everyone's causes behind their anxiety are as unique as them, there is one thing I typically recommend to every single client. I believe this is the number one tool that is absolutely so helpful in managing and overcoming anxiety. And this tool is mindfulness meditation. So I won't go too deep into what mindfulness meditation is. I have a bunch of blog posts and other resources on that, but I just wanted to share the reasons why mindfulness meditation is really helpful for anxiety in particular. So first of all, just in case you happen to have a bit of a preconception about meditation and think it's something a bit woo-woo or airy-fairy, mindfulness meditation in particular is incredibly well studied and very much an evidence-based intervention. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of mindfulness meditation studies that have proven the effectiveness in as little as 8 weeks of practice. There's been head-to-head studies comparing mindfulness meditation to anti-anxiety and antidepressant medication. And mindfulness meditation has come out equal to, if not superior, without the nasty side effects or risks of addiction. And it's very much being implemented in many different institutions, from psychotherapy to hospitals, education, workplaces. I'm sure you're aware how popular it is because it is so well studied and well proven. So anyway, 3 of the reasons I think it's extremely helpful for anxiety in particular is, first of all, when we really look at anxiety, much of it I'm not saying this is the only cause, but a lot of anxiety has to do with fearful, intrusive, ruminating thoughts, often projected into the future, or if not in the future, not having necessarily much to do with what's occurring for us right now in this present moment. Often when we're experiencing anxiety, particularly generalized anxiety, we're not experiencing any danger or threat in this particular moment, but for whatever reason, our mind is going down this fearful track. Excuse me. So what mindfulness meditation does, first of all, is it trains you to really recognize and observe these thoughts, as well as to be able to take a big step back from them. Without this skill, we're very much kind of fused with these thoughts. We get trapped in them, lost in them, take them at face value, take them as real. But mindfulness really allows you to develop this more expansive awareness where we can see our thoughts simply as thoughts that come and go, not necessarily indicative of reality. So we're able to detach from the thoughts, and we're able to observe them without reacting so strongly. So for example, when we're mindful, we could notice a thought, notice maybe some fear or physical anxiety symptoms that arise with that thought, but not get hooked into it and keep spinning and perpetuating that thought, so the anxiety can dissipate a lot more quickly in many cases. So that's, first of all, one really important aspect as to how mindfulness meditation helps with anxiety. Secondly, when we're anxious, it's not just a mental thing. There's this whole physical response that happens in the body, which if you suffer from anxiety, you know what I'm talking about. Often dry mouth, dizziness, heart rate increasing, nausea, sometimes even vomiting. There's this whole physical cascade of events that happens because we switch on, these negative thoughts switch on the stress response. So we're releasing these stressful hormones. What mindfulness meditation has been proven to do is to switch off this stress response once you're well practiced in it. So having this capability to, I guess, have this almost mental control over our stress switch is really, really powerful. When we're well practiced with mindfulness meditation, we can actually release more oxytocin and more endorphins. So these calming neurotransmitters that are able to counterbalance the negative effects of the stress hormones. And thirdly, when we practice mindfulness meditation regularly, it actually retrains the brain to be less prone to anxiety. So the way the brain works, because it's what we call neuroplastic, meaning that whatever we think about, whatever we do regularly, it creates more and more neurons so that that pathway is strengthened. So for example, if you're someone that is often very, very anxious, often prone to reacting strongly to any stresses or thinking anxious, intrusive thoughts, the more you do that, unfortunately, you're kind of laying down the neural network to do that more. So you're actually becoming more and more prone to anxiety. But what mindfulness does, if you're practicing that regularly, it's actually setting down a new neural network, one that's much more resilient, calmer, more aware, and less responsive to stress, less reactive to stress. So you're actually training your brain to be less anxious and to respond to situations with a lot more calm, clarity, and resilience. So it really is a powerful, powerful practice. You only need to start off with a short amount, even 10 to 15 minutes per day to start with. The most important thing is consistency. So I invite you to check out my website, Ashima Living, ASHIMA living.com. There's a whole bunch of resources there on meditation and some really good blog posts on how to get started for beginners. Also, my YouTube channel, Ashima Living, has got a whole bunch of short, free mindfulness meditations that you can listen to and get started with. But I strongly encourage you to give it a try and to stick with it because it is powerful, powerful stuff. Thanks for listening. Take care.